Hello and welcome back to the Mastering Expertship program and to this video on the Expertship 360. In a very short period of time, I'm just going to take you through how the Expertship 360 assessment works, why it's important to your participant, why it's important to you, and how you can help your participant get maximum value out of it. So the Expertship 360 is an assessment that helps experts understand how expert they are at various different capabilities in the expertship model. And as you might have seen from your manager's guide and from the previous video, which hopefully you watched on your induction, there are 3 levels of expertship: specialist expert and master expert. And each of your experts on the program will be assessed at which level are they operating for each of the 9 capabilities. And these 9 capabilities are these ones here. You can see the ones at the bottom are their technical skills, and you can see the ones at the top are more enterprise skills. Typically, your experts will be pretty good in a technical domain, and they'll have slightly patchier results in the relationship domain and value domain. So what role can you play in helping your expert with this 360? Well, it turns out it's significant. Let me show you first and foremost the design of the assessment. You can see here there's several categories of respondents. So we're looking to get several people in each of these categories to respond to the survey. Clearly the manager is you, and there may be other managers that your expert interfaces with that should be included on the survey. Obviously they get to mark themselves as well. And then the technical cohort is the group of people they work most closely with. Probably they're the same domain experts. They're either software developers like themselves or they're risk analysis people. The technical cohort they generally sit with and work most closely with. It gets more complicated when we get to the immediate stakeholders. The immediate stakeholders are people that, generally speaking, your experts are doing work for and that actually brief that work in. They may be within the department, but in other areas of the department, or they may even be outside the technical department. They are the people that your experts are probably interfacing most with around the projects they're on. And then finally, there's a slightly more complicated group, removed stakeholders. These are the people who are the eventual recipients of the value created by your experts. And quite often, your experts won't have strong relationships with these people and won't see them very often. In fact, they might only see them if there's a problem or there's an early briefing on a project. So many experts get nervous about nominating people they don't know very well. And this is an important area for you to encourage them to do so. Very often we find that removed stakeholders actually have a much better opinion and understanding of what the experts do than the experts realize. And this is a really valuable message for them to get. You can see that we look for 3 or 4 people in each of these last 3 categories I've mentioned. So what's your role in helping the participant get this right? Well, your participant will be given a spreadsheet and asked to put people in, their names and their email addresses and so on. The trick is to make sure that the right people are on that list. And with the best will in the world, lots of experts tend to choose people they get on very well with, and they don't put on the list people that maybe they don't get on with as well. We have a very clear privacy setting on this assessment. The only people who see the results are the participant and their coach, not even you if the participant doesn't want to share it with you. So this setting is designed to make sure that the participants feel confident that they can put people who might be critical of them into the respondent list, because the only person that gets to see that feedback will be them. So we'd encourage you to make sure that the respondent list is really well balanced and reflects all of the work that your expert does. If we get really good data in, then we'll get really good feedback and insights for your expert, and they'll be able to work on it. They'll also get a copy of this book, the Expertship Growth Guide, and this helps them develop their own personal growth plan. It also helps you as their manager take a look at the sorts of things they could be working on. Where does it fit in the journey? Well, as you can see from these circles on the left-hand side of this journey map, very early on in the journey. So the idea is to get them some feedback early on so they know what topics to do, what gaps to work on, what strengths to build on. And you can see 5th bubble along there is a meeting that involves you and them and the coach, where the results of that 360 will be discussed and you'll be asked to validate the sort of things that they're working on. So we want to involve you not just in helping getting the respondent list together, but also you'll get to see what the themes of the results of the survey are at that time. These are the topics that you have seen in your manager guide. There's lots more details in your manager guide and also on our website. The 4 down the left-hand side, remember, are mandatory, and they get to choose 4 of the other 7, and you can obviously influence which ones of those there are. If you have any questions at all about the categories that should be in the Expertship 360, which stakeholders to choose, please give us a call or email us. It's very, very important we get the respondent list right and on time so that we can move forward and get your expert the very best feedback they can. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much indeed for supporting your participant and helping us get a really good respondent list so that your participant gets the very best feedback they can.